Huh?
Have you ever been in a sim racing crash? Well then this series is for you. Welcome back to Sim Racing Stewards, where I, Jambly Wambly Woo, look through the Sim Racing Stewards Reddit and determine who is at fault for each crash we come across. I'm not a real life steward, just someone with a lot of sim racing experience under my belt and now real life racing experience as well. So hopefully we don't get too many wrong today. Oh, and boys, we're starting off with a good one today. This is from Zappy and it says the guy in front called me brain dead. Standard iRacing moment. This is multi-class racing. We're at Le Mans, though it seems we're at the front of the pack. 3 cars all in a line. We're going to be going side by side. There's contact and we're in the wall. What happened there? So first things first, Mr. Editor, please zoom in on the Rothmans.
Hello there.
Any modern car with a retro livery, you watch out for these guys. They're in the same ballpark as guys in F4 cars running the Alpine livery. Watch out for those guys, they are bandits. So it looks like here the guy in the Rothmans livery goes wide, and then the car behind number 4 takes the opportunity, goes up the inside, takes the racing line as he should be doing. This guy gets sideways and comes back across and makes contact with the 4 and into the wall we go. Now I don't know who the person who posted this is in this situation, but in my opinion this is on the guy in the Rothmans livery. But why is that? Look at the number 2 in the front, he is running the racing line. This guy on the right is giving space towards that racing line for this guy coming back onto circuit after going wide, his own mistake. But he then is going left into a right-handed corner, completely chops the nose off the car that ends up crashing and causes that incident. And to be fair, it's a fairly brain-dead maneuver. Guy in the Rothmans livery, I sentence you to changing your livery. This is illegal. Gran Turismo 7 in the Super Formula. Should I have backed out? It's Slappy again. He's got another one. Red Bull going right the way around the outside. Nice moves, maybe. Not enough room to do it. And there's contact. I'm going to guess the Aston's on the inside there, but we have no view of what happened. He's there on the inside, he's still there on the inside, he's still there on the inside. It's a tough one to call. Here's a better angle, on board with the Aston Martin this time. Aston Martin. I mean, let's look at the point of contact here to try and get an idea of where everyone was, and then maybe we can give a decision on this. So at the point of contact, we are as far over as we can go as the Aston Martin. There's a lot going on here, a lot of spray, a lot of cars in a small vicinity, so that is going to play a factor in this. But regardless, as the Aston Martin, we can't go any further left. Where are we going to go? There's grass there. The Red Bull chops across following the Ferrari, I think just doesn't quite understand the Aston Martin was there, and to be honest, turns himself over the nose of the Aston Martin. I mean, he was there. There was a wheel alongside there. So, to be honest though, I'm going to chalk this up to being a racing incident. The reason being is because of this. Like, I can barely see what's going on, and I'm watching the replayable angles. You know, it's a difficult situation this. So I guess maybe when you can barely see in front of you, give each other a little bit more room and it might avoid stuff like this. Now we make our way over to a Assetto Corsa Competizione. We're on board with a McLaren. This is the Nürburgring GP circuit. Contact the Ferrari in front and across the nose they go into the inside wall. Let's watch it again. We're with the Ferrari this time. Ferrari seemingly had no clue the McLaren was there. This viewer tells everything. Oh, what a shame. So this view for me, the sort of top-down view, is the most valuable view for knowing who moved and where on the circuit, because stuff isn't distorted by angle. It's a little bit of an odd one because the Ferrari's line out of his right-hander is kind of strange. It's a bit slow on the mid-corner. You see we all bunch up to the back of him there. And then he sort of just stays in the middle of the circuit. Now, he's entitled to do that. He is ahead, so he can drive wherever he wants. What happens, I think, is the McLaren in front goes, oh, okay, I can drive out to the outside here. Sort of starts to do that, and then just touches the Ferrari. McLaren, 5-second penalty. I know you didn't mean to, mate, but yeah, you did just drive into him. Slappy, what is going on, bro? Why do you have so many clips? Is this a common denominator moment for Slappy? So we're exiting the pit lane. We are in what looks to be a hypercar of some sort, coming up to the fountain section. We're alongside the Lamborghini, going into the fountain. Past we go. Nice easy pass there. Contact. Oh, into the wall. You hate to see that. Right, for those who maybe don't know, this is a multi-class race. And what that means is there are several different racers taking part at once on the same circuit. So you have different classes. Of course, the faster cars here, GTP, LMP2, and a Lamborghini, a GTD or GT3, depending where you're from in the world. That is our slowest class, although still a very fast race car. And the objective really is to lose as little time as possible when cutting through the traffic. So at this point, we're ahead, but we're just a little bit slower getting off the corner here. So what I don't understand is why the Lamborghini then drives basically into a gap that is gonna shut down. Maybe I think anticipating the GTP getting out of the corner a little bit quicker. So what we do there is go straight into the back of the car and put him into the wall. Now this is me generalizing a little bit, but that car I can see from this number right here is first in class, and I've noticed a lot of class leaders act like other cars are not on the circuit at all, even if they're being lapped, which in multi-class is a really good way to get involved in accidents like this. I'm a bit biased because I've been an LMP1/GTP driver my entire career in sim racing, but I'd probably give a penalty to the Lamborghini here because you're not racing this guy. So Almix asks, whose fault is this? Simple enough. So yet another clip, this time multi-class, Renault Clio, Mazda MX-5 on Renault Clio. MX-5 comes in to take the line. Clio is just driving straight. So the Clio is the faster class here. For whatever reason, not quite as strong on the brakes and no attempt to move out of the way. This is an easy one for us. This is 100% on the Clio. But given the last clip, you might be wondering, well, Jimmy, you said the slower class has to help accommodate these passes, and they do. But look how much slower into the braking zone the Clio is than the MX-5. If you're going to make a pass up the inside from that far back, you've got to be decisive, get the car alongside, let them know you're there. If you hover back here and then decide at the last second to go, there's going to be a crash. 1,000,000% in the Clio. That's not how you pass at all. This guy! Has this guy been like saving these up? Yeah. Oh, it keeps going. Oh, it keeps going. Oh, it keeps going. The Bathurst traffic jam. Let's have another look at it from this POV. I mean, yeah. This is such a good shot. But yeah, I can tell you from the first clip, this is on the Ferrari. Dives in, not committed, tags the back of the car in front. No way they were going to make the corner without hitting the Porsche. Just a silly move to make, to be honest, so yeah. And then they cause all this. Glorious chaos. Slappy, bro, will you just give it a rest? Monza in F3 cars. This should be fun. Going up the inside here. Got the inside line just about going into the first Lesmo. No, we don't now. We've fallen back behind. And we drive out and we hit the Mick Hakkinen livery's car. This should tell us what we need to know. We're going up the inside. And we simply drive wide into them, in my opinion. So what I was looking for was being alongside going into this first Lesmo, this right-hander here. We're braking, we're nowhere near. This guy has the racing line, but he actually gives us space, probably quite sensibly given what's about to happen. We go to the inside. This guy's entitled to be wherever he wants in the racetrack, pretty much. He's ahead at this point. And we, despite having all this space here, hit the throttle, understeer into him, cause the contact. For the guy on the inside, it's his fault, because we're at this point in the corner, he accelerates, pulls out of it, hits the other guy, causes the contact, easy peasy, slam dunk, done. Is this on the whiter or the blacker LMP3 or just an incident? I guess the white one's on the outside, the black car on the inside here. Difficult place to overtake and pass here, big braking zone. We're still on the inside, on the curb. They've done well so far to stay side by side. It's going to get very narrow up here though. And a little bit of contact and everything goes to That's a tough one. This would be a good point of view for us. That's on the inside. I don't know. He was given room. He was given plenty of room. Okay, so it's very close racing, but if you had to put the blame on anyone, it'd be on the car on the inside, because look how much room he's given by the car on the outside there. Plenty of room to get the car around the corner. I know it's probably the last lap of the race, so they're all fighting pretty hard for this position. But you have to always understand that you can't just drive into the car in front, no matter how much faster you are. So he was forced into a tighter line. He chose that line, so it would be on the car on the inside again. Not malicious, it's just hard racing. But if you have to apportion blame, it would be to the car on the inside. I don't know, I think I think that's netcode contact, though. I don't think he actually touched him. That's a really tough one to call. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this one down below in the comments. So the has posted a clip just saying, opinion on this. We don't know who's who. Orange car on the inside, white car on the outside. White car tries to put a move there. They're being respectful so far. Just a little bit of contact there. That's okay. That one, not so much. So for me, here, this is all fine. There's a little bit of contact here, but that's just hard racing in my opinion. But it seems here the car on the inside just doesn't really account for the fact the car's there and kind of drives through them. I think actually, if I'm going to be honest, I think they just didn't know they were there at that point. They didn't know that. They probably thought they had the room. It's the top of the front bumper versus the rear of the rear bumper of the car in front. Just a slight misjudgment, I think, from the orange car. But nevertheless, it is their fault. This car has been spun into the wall, so we would have to side with the white car here. It's on the orange car. I mean, there could be an argument made that this guy should have given it a little bit more room coming back onto the oval, but he's so far ahead now that I don't know. I think if I was the car in white, I would have just pulled over slightly, and that would have avoided this whole crash. Not that I think it's that car's fault. I think that if they're given the room, it would have avoided the whole thing. But again, there's always something to learn from an incident, even if you're the one getting shunted into the wall. Sugu says, late in qualifying, pushing for a faster time. Thought I, the Pebble Porsche, left enough room, was far enough ahead. Should I have left more space? Well, given this is qualifying, the first thing I see is that this corner has been compromised. So this lap's already not good. But then we have this contact here with the other car, puts us sideways and off the course. So I'd love to see it from a different POV. Here we go. We are ahead. There is space there. Perhaps not enough, but we are pushed around. So to me, that just seems sort of unnecessary for that crash, and I'm going to tell you why. Because straight away from this, if you're on number 10 or on number 6, your qualifying lap is completely, it's done. It's been compromised. You've had an incident, that means you've had to slow down, and it means that you're not going to have the optimal lap having to deal with somebody else. So it wouldn't have hurt here for the other car to go slightly wider, but I don't know why the 10 was so insistent on putting the car in that gap. It doesn't make sense to me. Regardless, a good bit of advice I've had from the real world: find your own space. If you find yourself on an outlap coming up behind a car slowly, then back off completely, give them room, and give yourself space to drive into for your flying lap. I think both these guys are just silly billies, really. Just find your own space, it's qualifying. He was a back marker and slowed it down for me. At first I thought he was just an idiot and crashed into me on purpose, but after looking at the replay, it seemed like his throttle got stuck. I don't know, lost 2 positions because of this. We're in the HBD, going up towards turn 2, turn 3, Austria. Here he comes on the inside. Big hit. Yeah, that definitely hurt us. So let's have another look at it again. I don't understand. Can we see his POV? Okay, here's his POV. That's the guy through.
What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Whatever happens, it's 1,000,000% on this guy we're on board with now. That was a very small brain move, but here's what I think happened. So he lets us through, but we're cruising, and look, this guy's already started braking, and this guy just sort of, I think, is unsighted by the fact that he's let the guy through and just completely misses his braking zone. He goes, oh god, where can I go here? Dives to the inside to try and avoid hitting you. You've already turned in at this point. He's now on the brakes and turning, so the car's only going to go straight. Go straight. Unfortunately, you're there and contact is made. It is 1,000,000% on this guy, but I think he literally just made a mistake and tried to not hit you by diving to the inside. It is easy to do that though, especially if you're not used to a car track combination. It's easy to sort of forget where you are on circuit and panic, especially if you're doing something outside of the rhythm, of the routine of driving a lap. So bad luck to our camera car, not on him at all, but yeah, 1,000,000% on the lapped guy there. Lexus has anger issues, or it's my fault. So ACC, we're in the BMW M4 GT3 car, going down braking zone, down the hill here. Yep, there's a bonk from behind from the Lexus. Not anger issues, I think just issues with braking, honestly. We see at the start of the clip, we get kind of contact almost there, so the guy is just launching it into the braking zones. Does it again here, but no chance of slowing down at all. 100% on the Lexus. You can't just drive into the back of the people. No matter how fast you are, no matter how big your E-penis is, no matter how big your I rating is or whatever your rating is on ACC, you can't just drive into people. Your mum's not going to be proud of you. You know? You got to respect people online. I got into a toss with another driver today because I believed he bumped me off course. Though looking back at this, it might have been a racing incident. Looking to learn as he shit-talked me and told me to learn my place. Learn your place. Guys, we're driving fake cars on the internet. So we're following the guy who shit-talked, using our straight line speed to pass the MX-5. We then go into the braking zone. Quite early in the brakes, I might add. MX-5's got the power. Goes up alongside. Causes contact there. That's the contact we're talking about. If you don't know what you're looking at here, this is Toge. It's basically driving down a mountain pass as fast as possible with cars all around you. There are really no rules in overtaking so long as you do it cleanly, unless you want to have like a proper duel with someone. So this guy's overtaken using his straight line speed, which doesn't usually require any skill. He then makes a mistake and goes wide into this corner. And this is going to compromise this MX-5, who's also on a run behind him, has equal right to the circuit. We go through here. The MX-5 then actually stays in its lane. The 8.6 oversteers because, again, yet another skill issue, and goes into the side of the MX-5, causes the contact himself. And if anything, the MX-5 contact actually puts him back on course. So, Mr. 8.6, learn your place, bro. That was 100% your fault. And if you can't stay ahead of a stock MX-5 with a tuned 8.6, that's your problem, not the other guys. Something that I've learned from my 4 billion years in sim racing is always watch the replay before you open your mouth. You'll learn a lot that way. But anyway, ladies and gents, that was another episode of Sim Racing Stewards. Hope you enjoyed it. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in the video, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. And as always, I've got to say a massive thank you to the channel members and patrons who support this channel and allow me to make content like this pretty much whenever I want. So like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Take care, have an awesome day. See you for the next one.